World of Outlaws drivers set to use free passes to steal some high-limit cash. Hudson O'Neal rises. Scott Bogucki and Sam Hafertepe hug it out, and more today. Let's go. It's Sunday, May 25th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. When it comes to Kubota, shortcuts just won't cut it. Bring your equipment to them for thorough inspections and unparalleled service. Kubota prides itself on quality and efficiency, and their service team will be getting you rolling again using genuine parts. Don't settle for less. Choose the best for your Kubota. With their service, you're not just getting maintenance, you're investing in the longevity of your equipment. The Kubota team is committed to ensuring your machinery is reliable, efficient, and ready for any challenge. Join the Kubota family today and experience service you can trust. Contact your local Kubota dealer to book your appointment now. To find a Kubota dealer, open the My Kubota app and tap the dealer's button at the bottom, or visit KubotaUSA.com. We'll start your Sunday off with some dirt late model chat. Bobby Pierce, the winner last night at the Show Me 100, taking down $75,000. He was solid the first two nights, picked up top 10 finishes, but nowhere near race-winning speed. They definitely made some good changes going into Saturday, though, as he was able to drive up from 8th to take the lead by lap 69, and he led the rest of the way. That should easily keep him atop the dirt late model world for another week, and it was win number 14 in 39 starts this season. Stepping back for a minute, Lucas Oil Speedway occupies such a strange place in the sport. I know we talk about this, kind of every time it seems like we kind of come around to this racetrack. It's one of the nicest dirt tracks in the country. The races there pay well, but it has its issues. And the big one is that it's decently far from any major metro areas, with Kansas City 2-ish hours away, St. Louis 3.5. It never seems to draw big crowds, even though it hosts big events. And that was again evident this weekend. And the other thing is we've seen that track have problems with the surface. In years past, it's not been uncommon for it to take rubber, especially in that 100-lap late model show. With that said, big kudos to the track folks on last night's surface. It held up well over the distance, and we had 4 lead changes among 3 drivers. That place definitely deserves more support than it gets, and I don't know that it's ever going to happen. Looking at the story of the season for the Lucas late models, the focus here lately definitely has to be on the continued rise of Hudson O'Neal with Jason Durham on the wrenches. O'Neal won both Thursday and Friday, and the 71 is now solidified in the championship hunt in 4th. O'Neal's speed, along with troubles for Garrett Alberson, led to that big swing. Alberson went from in the playoffs to 150 points out in just the course of 2 nights. And that was really caused by the blown tire on Friday, which led to the 58 absolutely pounding the turn 1 wall. That car was hurt pretty bad in that crash, and the team had to bring out the backup for Saturday. This is one of those situations where you hope the team can just keep going with the backup and that there wasn't some special magic in that primary. Wouldn't be the first time we'd seen a season undone by a bent car that was fast and a backup car that just didn't have that same speed. And Alberson did back up last night to his first finish outside the top 10 since Brownstown in March in a race that they actually finished. Obviously, they didn't finish top 10 on Friday. Hopefully, they can get things kind of back right, get back going again, and get after O'Neal for that final chase spot. Behind Brandon Overton, Brandon Shepard, they had some solid runs, but they're both well over 200 points back now of O'Neal in 4th. A lot of work to do for those guys. Lucas goes quiet now until June 13th and 14th at Smoky Mountain. Regional late model stuff will be back at the forefront this coming week, and then attention will shift to Eldora for the Dream the following week. Elsewhere, Casey Roberts was a Spring Nationals winner at Sugar Creek back on Friday. Yesterday in North Georgia, and today's race at Duck River with the Spring Nationals both rained out. Ashton Winger and Jason Fager picked up Mars wins. They head to Spoon River today. Dalton Cook was a $10,000 winner at East Alabama, and Austin Yarborough bagged $10,000 in crate action at Alltech. On the sprint car side, the big money is on the line today at Port Royal, with the Weikert getting a late bump to $100,000 to win. Brent Marks handled business last night to earn $20,000 with high limit at Port, while the Friday race was lost to weather. Things should get tougher today, though. The Outlaws are off after racing Attica last night, and then they go to Atomic tomorrow. So today is an off day, and I think there are going to be at least a few Outlaw teams who truck to PA to burn a freebie to try and steal that high-limit money. We know David Gravel's on the way, Zach Hampton is going, and I wouldn't be shocked to see others en route. We also know that after running last night at Knoxville, Brian Brown's team is making the tow to Port to run. That is a serious overnight tow. Port Royal, a track the Brownies had success at in the past. So that field of 45 from yesterday that we saw, it's going to easily, I think, swell into the 50s. Behind Mark's win last night, Lance DeWeese was second after leading early. Ryan Smith finished third. Brad Sweet finishing down in 19th. That again allowed guys behind in the standings to close. The top six in the standings have really compressed. Only 92 points cover the top six. I was a bit shocked to hear that both of these Port Royal shows were full points with high limit, given the differing format. This would be the type of weekend with the Outlaws, for example, that would be show points only. And that format really seemed to burn some drivers yesterday. Marks was really the only driver who qualified kind of in the back half of the order who was able to get a decent lap, timing in 5th. Rico really behind because of that pill draw in 42nd. He timed in 27th. It should be a fun day today there, so don't miss that one. Should be a lot of good action at Port Royal. With the Outlaws, last night's win came down to Sheldon Haudenschild versus Logan Schuchart, and it was Schuchart who came out on top. Win number 2 on the year for him, and exactly what that 1S team needed after 2 rough weeks between the crash at Williams Grove and then 2 finishes outside the top 10 in Canada. Last night did feel like an opportunity squandered for both Carson Macedo and Buddy Kofoid, and I understand I say that knowing I mentioned a few weeks ago I was probably going to stop talking about the Outlaw Championship. A little part of me, though, still hopes someone can bring some sort of fight to gravel. Both Kofoid and Macedo, they have a lot of experience in Ohio. Both have run well at Attica in the past. This could have been a track where they made up some ground, but David Gravel, 35th straight top 10 finish in 6th, while Kofoid only 9th. Macedo had issues, ended up 18th. Those issues, I believe, included a troubled bleeder, and then he had an incident with brother Cole. A couple of other notes from last night. Caleb Henry, the top finishing Ohio regular, he had a very nice 23rd to 8th charge. Also, when the Outlaws rained out Friday night at Attica, both Buddy Kofoid and Garrett Williamson found their way to Williams Grove for weekly action. I was told that neither driver burned a freebie to run those races because of the Outlaw rainout. I don't have clarity on Bill Baylog running the week before with the IRA. That one, I'm not sure if it counted as a freebie or not. As I just said a minute ago, though, we will see some passes used today against High Limit at Port Royal. Other weekend open wheel winners included Noah Gass and Jason Martin with the POWRi 410 sprint cars. Did you guys see that deal on Friday at US 36 between Sam Hafertepe and Scott Bogucki? The two started together on the front row, but tangled into turn 3 on the opening lap, and both went for absolutely massive rides. Looked like maybe Hafertepe thought Bogucki was going to stay high, but both kind of ended up going for the same real estate, and they met in the middle in kind of an ugly way. Hafertepe's car tumbling well off the track, and Bogucki's 78 just flipping wildly. The two drivers clearly okay, though, as in the aftermath, they decided to hug it out on track during the red flag. It looked for a minute there like a bit of a high school wrestling match. The start to finish TV camera all over it, though. You can go find their Facebook page if you want to see that clip. Neither driver ended up racing anywhere on Saturday. Ryan Timms was won last night at Knoxville. Cameron Smith and Troy Wagaman won at the Grove and Lincoln. Justin Sanders bagged 2 at Silver Dollar. And Kenna McIntosh was an Extreme Midget winner last night at Airport Speedway. Weekend USMTS wins so far have gone to Kyle Strickler and Rodney Sanders. They race again today at Mason City Motor Speedway. Make sure you get a look at the streaming schedule over at DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. There is a bunch of racing around the country today because of the holiday weekend. That includes the Super Dirt Car Series at Weed Sport and a lot of weekly action, plus the races I've already mentioned. We're going to shut it down right there. Hope you guys have a great Sunday out there. We will see you right back here tomorrow.